one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 78 of the Yellow Card Podcast. That's right, episode 78. Your host, Diego Galvez, accompanied as always by Chris Jones. This podcast is presented to you by the one and only network of Couch Guy Sports out of Boston, Massachusetts. That's right, check out couchguysports.com for all your content. This week, we got the Masters. Jones and I covering a lot of content on the Masters. Make sure to check those articles out. We got a lot of takes going on as well as soccer-wise, especially as the World Cup rounds. The qualifying rounds already took place. We'll be talking about that shortly as well. Check out all the content, honestly, on the network. A lot of great content, a lot of great bloggers on the website. Make sure to check them all out. We're also sponsored by our good friends over at Shocked Energy and Exogun. Use the code CGSN when you're shopping at shockedenergy.com. Make sure to take 10% off of your order. Plus, they do shipping everywhere. Make sure you get your energy boost as the summer season is around the corner. For relaxation purposes, especially in the spring, as we're all looking to get the spring break, head down to a beach or just relax at the leisure of your home and comfort. Make sure that if you're spending some money at exogun.com, use the code CGS10. Let us help you out with 10% off the order. They ship worldwide. Might as well get the 10% off for your order. That code is CGS10. So on today's episode and on this week's episode, should we get started? Got a lot to talk about. We got Premier League, we got World Cup qualifying rounds and how the groups turned out after the draw was done last week. We got the Champions League coming back into action. We got the Europa League coming back into action. And we might have a teaser for you fans out there. If you're looking to do something this weekend, your boys might have some plans for you. So stay tuned. Stay tuned until the end of the episode. So I'm going to do quick roulette. And I'm going to let Chris Jones select the topic that he wants to get started with. You got 4 options, Mr. Jones. World Cup qualifying rounds and the draw. Thinking about, who has the toughest groups. Or the toughest group, I should say, or the toughest groups. Got Champions League, Europa League, or Premier League. Which one do you want to get started with?
It's going to be the World Cup, man. I mean, this is
all right.
You and I when we first started this podcast, the first thing we talked about was how much great things we were going to have on the World Cup. And this is the start of it all. So let's dive right into it. So what do you want to talk about the World Cup? How do you want to do it?
Let's do it. Let's give a quick recap. Oh my God, recap! I might need a recap after not being able to talk today. Shocked energy, that's for sure. Let's give a recap as to what the World Cup draw turned out to be like. Let's go over the groups real quick here so that we're not, going on for long. So I'll let you get started with that.
All right. So for Group A, we have Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. Obviously, Qatar, with the World Cup being in Qatar, they're automatically the first team that got in to the World Cup. Group B, we have England, USA, Iran, and the winner of Ukraine, Scotland. The Ukraine and Scotland winner versus Wales. Group C, we have Argentina, Mexico, Poland, and Saudi Arabia. Group D, we have France, Denmark, Tunisia, and the winner of, I think it's Peru and is that Australia, right?
Yep.
Group E, you got Spain, Germany, Japan, and the winner of New Zealand and
Costa Rica.
Everything's looking very small on my screen. Sorry. Group F, we have Belgium, Canada, Croatia, and Morocco. Group G, we have Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. And Group H, we have Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, and South Korea.
All right. So out of those groups, in your opinion, which one jumps out to you as the toughest group of them all?
I got to go with Group E. I mean, Spain and Germany, we know what they've had in the past in World Cup matches. So to get that in the group stage, I think sets the tone. And then also Japan's no slouch either. Japan's going to give both these teams a run for their money. And then the winner of Costa Rica and New Zealand, again, teams that could give Spain and Germany a run for their money. So I'm very curious to see how Group E plays out for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think for me, it's a tie between Um, it's actually more of a three-way tie between three groups for me. Group C, Group E, which I agree with you on, and Group H. Group C is starting with the fact that Saudi Arabia is already acclimated to this type of weather that the Qatar World Cup is going to be played at. So they're going to be extremely tough to face, especially in the conditions that will be played under. Argentina is no easy treat. Mexico won't be easy as well. And Poland is coming off of one of their best performances so far. They have two lethal strikers in Adam Buksa and Robert Lewandowski. So that's going to be quite the group stage there. Group E, as you mentioned, Spain and Germany, it's already tough as it is. Then you add Japan into the mix. That's extremely tough. Japan, anytime that they've participated into a World Cup, they've been an extremely tough opponent for anybody that they're paired with. And never mind adding the fact of Costa Rica or potentially New Zealand qualifying into the World Cup. It's going to be extremely tough for any of those four to qualify. Then you go over to Group H, Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and Korea Republic. As it is, Korea Republic is an extremely tough, physical, and fast team to be going up against. Then you got Ghana, who, much like Saudi Arabia, is already acclimated to the hot temperatures and very cold winters, so they will have no issues whatsoever adjusting to the weather there. They're accustomed to the type of fan base that they're going to be seeing there as well. That will come into play. Ghana is extremely physical, fast. That's going to come into play. Uruguay, on the other hand, a lot of versatility, a lot of great style of play. However, these conditions are going to eat them alive as they're not used to these as well. In Portugal, I mean, this might be, or very well is, the last World Cup of the greatest of all time in Cristiano Ronaldo. If they are going to rely heavily on a player that has looked to be just simply completely out of form at this point as his Manchester United career continues, I'm not entirely sure what Portugal is expecting this World Cup. But if Ronaldo is to put one last performance, this could be the World Cup that writes off his name into history forever. So for me, those three groups are extremely tough. There's no better way of putting it. I think it's gonna be a battle. This is probably one of the most exciting World Cups I've been looking for.
Do we want to go over early predictions just based off the group so far and what we think the group stage could look like? Just do way too early, and then obviously when we get into the nitty gritty, we look back and go, "Ooh."
So why don't we look at who we think will qualify as first place into each group, and then we'll move on to our next subject.
So you want to do first place?
Yeah.
Because I'm writing all these out because I got some takes already.
All right.
All right. Who do you think wins Group A?
Let's do her up. Group A, I'm going to ride with Ecuador. And the reason I'm going to ride with Ecuador is because of their youth, physicality, inexperience, but yet excitement that they got building up into this World Cup. As it is, in the CONMEBOL tournament, they were a heavy surprise as they came in third place for CONMEBOL. Nobody thought that Ecuador had it in them, and they are coached to be perfect in this year's World Cup. They got a lot riding on this. They're used to really cold weather, as Ecuador is, as we all know, right in the equator line. They're used to cold weather, but they also used to the warm weather. So they got a lot riding for their side. With Netherlands and Senegal kind of missing a few pieces on their teams, I'm riding with Ecuador here.
I think the winner of Group A is still the Netherlands. I understand the key pieces being missed, but I just think that team is too talented. I think just going based off of what I have so far, I like the Netherlands to come out of Group A, Senegal to be the second team to come out of Group A, Ecuador, and then Qatar. I'm taking Senegal solely based on the fact that my good personal friend Sadio Mane is also on the team.
All
right. Let's go to Group B.
I'm taking England. The three lions just look phenomenal. The three lions just look phenomenal. Team USA will probably qualify a second, but if Wales jumps into this competition for Group E, that second place is easily a tie between USA and Wales.
I think USA, where USA is at right now. I think they can easily get past Iran, and I think Wales and Ukraine or Scotland or whoever it is, I think USA can beat them as well. I think they give England a run for their money in that group stage matchup, but I don't think they get the W, but I don't think they get a loss. I think they draw in that one, but I think England moves on and gets the first place bid due to goal differential because I think they're going to hammer Iran in the first.
Oh, I like that.
So I like England to come out of Group B as the winner. All right, Group C.
I got Argentina. It's just plain and simple for them. Mexico and Poland have a lot to offer, but Argentina is just really well built. Their coach, Young, speaks volumes to the players in the locker room, brings experience of having participated himself in a World Cup. He's the element that has this group of players well gelled together, and that's why they perform to the level that they performed this year in CONMEBOL.
I like Argentina as well. I also think Poland's going to be the second team to come out. I think their matchup against Mexico, I think, is going to be tough. But looking at the way that the schedule lines up, I think Poland gets the advantage early, and Mexico goes home a lot earlier than people thought.
So you got Argentina qualifying?
That's right. Yeah, Argentina winning, and then Poland getting that second spot as of right now.
Okay.
Group D. This is where I think it gets good. You ready for this? The last 3 World Cup winners in the following World Cup have failed to come out of the group stage. I think the trend continues here. I'm going to take Denmark to win the group, and then the winner of Peru and Australia to get second place.
Wow. I'm going to ride on the opposite end on that. I'm going with France. While I agree with the statistics that you have provided, and I believe that that's very real, there's 2 things going in favor of France. Number one, when people like Paul Pogba, Karim Benzema, Antoine Griezmann, and Rabiot put on that jersey, the Blues jersey, they play like complete different people than we've ever seen before. So that's for starters. Number 2, N'Golo Kante will be recuperated from his injury right in time. He will be a key factor to this team. Number 3, we all know how good Hugo Lloris tends to play for France. He might not be at top level where he is right now. He's still performing under one of the most brilliant coaches of all time in Antonio Conte. So I think he will be just in time for when he comes back into France. Therefore, I got to ride with France on this one.
Just get that weird gut instinct right now.
No, I like it.
Because if you think about it, Germany going into the World Cup a few years back, everybody thought they were going to dominate, and they struggled out of the gate, and they did not look well in the group stage, and Spain did it too in 2014. So
yeah,
just a thought that I had there. All right, Group E. I like this one. Germany, obviously, to come out. I think they're clear-cut the best team in this group. The second place, it's a toss-up for me, but I'm going to go different. I'm going to go Japan comes out as the second because I just think they're going to play Spain really tough. And what's going to happen is Spain's going to lose to Germany. Japan's going to draw with Germany. But Germany's also going to beat Spain, and that's going to be the end of Spain right there. It's because of those 2 losses.
I'm going to run with Germany as well. I think they have a lot going on in their favor. However, I wouldn't rule out Spain. A lot of people tend to forget that people like Marco Asensio, Denis Ceballos, Pedri, who is 17 years old and will be participating in this year's World Cup. There's a lot of talent developing out of Spain that we could see the next generation be big for Spain. So I'm not writing them into the sun just yet. I'm just saying they're gonna battle, and it's gonna be fun to watch them. I'm not sure where they'll land. I just know they're gonna battle.
I agree, and with what you said, basically just helped my narrative even more. The team is still very young, just like this USA team. They're still very young, and they have a tough group that they're playing in. So I think they get the World Cup experience, and then in 2026, when the World Cup comes to the States, I think that's when you'll see the rise of the Spanish national team again.
Sure.
Maybe even the Euros in 2024.
That's right. Yeah.
So, all right, it's Group F. I mean, come on,
Simple for me.
it's Belgium.
Yep. I agree.
Belgium. What do you think comes out between Canada and Croatia?
I'm actually going with Canada. They got a lot of grit going with them. Young team as well. Based on the toughness that they played in CONCACAF, I think they bring that into the World Cup, while Croatia is transitioning from one generation to another. And with a lot of 30 to 34-year-olds in that team, this weather is gonna get to them. Unfortunately, this might be the worst World Cup performance we might have seen out of Croatia in the past decade.
I still like Croatia, man. Canada again. They're
Watch it just be Morocco.
I would hope so. That'd be great. Canada, it's the first time that they've been in the World Cup in 35 years. I think that first game they're gonna play with their heart on their strings, and then after that, the young talent just can't carry over. All right, Group G. I mean,
Easy.
Brazil.
Yep.
I got Brazil, and then I got Switzerland to come out as the other one. All right, Group H. Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, or South Korea.
Yeah, I'm going with Portugal here.
I'm gonna go with Portugal as well, but I'm teetering on the two. I love Ghana. Ghana always just plays well in the tournament. We always see it. But Uruguay just has that like weird little thing for me that I'm looking at it and I go. So right now I have Uruguay, but I wouldn't be surprised if I changed to Ghana before the World Cup kicks off.
We like it.
Want to dive into some Champions League?
Yeah, next topic. Let's do it.
All right, next topic. Let's do it. Champions League is back this week. We are in the quarterfinal round. First matchup we will be talking about is Benfica and Liverpool at Benfica.
Well, before we do that, what do our records look like right now?
Excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm sitting currently as the leader at 64 and 48. Diego is 58 and 54 as he has finally gotten out of the 500 club. He's above 500 now.
So 58 and 44. All
right. First one, Benfica at Liverpool. Liverpool on the road here. Start off.
I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Liverpool. They're going to be riding a hot hand here. Luis Diaz will be a huge factor to actually Liverpool's win. He knows how this Portuguese side plays. He's going to be a key factor as to how Liverpool prepares for this matchup. So if anything, I'm going 3-1 Liverpool.
I think they win 2-0. My only worry is they have such a big game with City coming up. Do they overlook Benfica and try to focus on City? Because if that's the case, Benfica's gonna play them tough. And I think even if they don't, I think they play them tough. I think Liverpool wins 2-0. I think Benfica plays them tough at home. Speaking of City, they're playing Atletico Madrid at Etihad on Tuesday as well. What do you got?
Now, this is the game where I agree with your take about Liverpool potentially overlooking at Benfica. However, it's Jurgen Klopp. He is a ruthless German manager. There is no way that this guy is going to take it easy on anybody right now, especially when he's got the opportunity to win two big pieces of silverware, the EPL and the Champions League. There's no slowing him down right now. I do think, however, for Manchester City, their average age right now could be a huge factor here, and where they're playing a physical game against Liverpool and then an even tougher battle against Atletico. I don't expect them to go out with a win. I don't expect them to go out with a loss either. I expect us to go to a 2-2 draw.
They play Atletico. So we're recording Monday night. They play at Atletico on Tuesday. And then they play Liverpool on Sunday. Excuse me.
Yeah, so I don't expect them to be quite ready yet.
Going 2-2 draw?
Yep.
I'm gonna go City 2-1, only because it's at Etihad. If it was at Atletico, I think I would agree with you there. But Atletico's gonna play them tough. It's what they do, and especially against these EPL sides. But I mean, this is the one thing that Pep Guardiola has not won as the Champions League with Man City. So you're gonna tell me he's not gonna be super focused and locked in?
Listen, he had it last year at the tip of his fingers, and he let it slip away.
He did. He for sure did. All right, next one, Chelsea and Real Madrid. Way Chelsea's going right now. Real Madrid should smoke them. But with it being at Stamford Bridge, I know they got embarrassed against Brentford over the weekend. I think they keep it close. Give me Real Madrid to win a 1-0.
I think right now, unfortunately, the umbrella shadowing Chelsea regarding everything that's going on with them financially, this whole Russia situation, trying to find new ownership, the embarrassment they just suffered against Brentford, just way too many things adding on to one. And I hate to sound so pessimistic on Tuchel because I actually love Thomas Tuchel. But if there is a guy that when it comes to a collapse, will collapse incredibly hard, is Thomas Tuchel. We saw it at PSG and we're starting to see it here at Chelsea. I believe Real Madrid walks away winning 2-0.
All right. Last one, Villarreal and Bayern Munich.
This one's going to be a nice matchup, actually. I like the combination of Spanish football versus German football. I think it's going to be the actual thrilling match of the week. So I'm going with a 3-2 score for Bayern.
I'm going Bayern 3-1, solely based on the fact that I think Bayern just too talented. I know it's at Villarreal, but the way I see it happening, I think Bayern runs away with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see because I remember, so looking at that draw that we had for the quarterfinal, semifinal, and the final draw, I'm trying to see who the winner plays. I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's the winner of Liverpool and Benfica plays Real Madrid and Chelsea, and then I think City and Atletico play the winner of Villarreal and Bayern, but I could be wrong. I have to double check it real quick again. But
good.
Oh no, yeah, I am wrong. So it's City and Atletico will play the winner of Chelsea and Real Madrid, and the winner of Benfica and Liverpool will play the winner of Villarreal and Bayern Munich.
Okay.
That's what it is. So if we see Real Madrid and City, that's a tough one in the semifinals, and Liverpool and Bayern Munich as well.
All right. Let's go over to the Europa League. Let's move over there quickly.
And do 4 games all on Thursday. Start off with the first one, RB Leipzig and Atalanta. Leipzig hasn't played a game in this tournament since the cancellation of their 2 round of 16 matchups.
Yeah.
I think both teams play tough. I think they both play well. I'm going with the 1-1 draw.
All right. I'm going with Leipzig actually winning this one 2-1 simply because of that extra amount of time that they had to prepare for this, but nothing else.
Okay. Sporting Braga and Rangers. I'm taking Rangers 2-0 here.
I'm actually going with a 1-1 draw here. Rangers, while a very good team, they are suffering a very big loss right now in Alfredo Morelos. He is a big factor to their offense. So therefore, I'm going with a 1-1 draw.
Also, real quick before I forget, our records in the Europa League: I'm 18-15. Diego is 17-16. All right, next one.
I like it.
Is Frankfurt versus Barcelona. I think Frankfurt's going to play them tough at Frankfurt, but Barcelona gets the job done. Give me Barca 2-1.
I'm going with Barca 3-0 here. I don't think Frankfurt has what it takes yet to take on Barcelona. Barcelona is firing off on all cylinders. Great job by Xavi on this rebirth of Barcelona.
West Ham and Lyon.
1-0 victory for West Ham.
I'm taking
It's a very close matchup.
taking 2-0 for West Ham. I think, like you said, I think it's a very close matchup, and I think that what happens is West Ham's up, and then they got to go late to make it 2-0. All right, now I'm trying to think of what the semifinals will look like for the Europa League as well. That's another thing. Thinking. Hold on, it's Why am I? This is bad on my part because I should know this already. We know that. Oh my god. I'll have to figure it out again and see what it looks like after that. All right. You'll move into the EPL?
Let's do it.
All right. Epl Records. I am sitting at 18 and 23. Diego is 19 and 22. Been a rough little stretch for us in the EPL the last couple of weeks. I'm looking to bounce back here. So let's start off with the first one, which takes place, I believe, Wednesday, the 6th, Burnley and Everton.
Yes, sir.
At Burnley.
I'm going with a 2-1 victory for Everton. They need to bounce back here. And I think Lampard gets it done here.
I'm going a 1-1 draw. I'm sorry, a 0-0 draw. I don't think they're going to be any goals scored in this game, just because we know what Burnley does at Burnley, and that's what it's just going to be hectic for Everton, I think. Next one, we got Newcastle hosting Wolves.
This one, I think it's a very close matchup. There's not a clear winner for me, so I'm going with a 1-1 draw.
I think there is a clear winner here, and it happens to be the home team. I'm taking Newcastle to win 2-1. All right, move into the Saturday slates of game 7:30. Diego. Goodison Park, Everton and Manchester United. I'll start. I think United.
Oh, sure.
Well, let you talk second on this one. I think United should come out of the gates flying here. But based on what they've done with Everton in the past, I think this is going to end in a 1-1 draw.
I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory here for United, simply because of the fact that the last game that we just played against Leicester City really, really irritated a few personalities that actually give a damn about the team. That's Bruno Fernandes. That's people like Ralph Rangnick, who's just had enough of this crap going on, and a couple others. So I think United can bring it in here 2-0. We could see Cristiano Ronaldo back into the lineup, and that's going to be important. So
let's do Arsenal and Brighton. Arsenal got embarrassed by Crystal Palace earlier today. I think Arsenal bounces back. Give me Arsenal 2-0.
Ooh, I like that. I do think Brighton will be a tough matchup for Arsenal. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
Southampton Chelsea.
That's a 4-0 victory for Chelsea after getting embarrassed at home. They're going to be looking to bounce back. They got what it takes to bounce back. So I'm going to go 4-0 Chelsea.
If Southampton plays them tough, I'm taking Chelsea 2-1.
Ooh, okay.
All right, Watford and Leeds.
3-1 Leeds. I think Leeds has what it takes to beat Watford.
I'm going to take Leeds 2-0. Villa and Tottenham. Say 3-1 for Leeds.
Yeah. I'm going to say 2-1 Tottenham here.
I'm going 3-1 Tottenham. Just like what I've seen from them as late, as they're currently sitting 4th in the table. Brentford and West Ham.
I'm going to go with West Ham 3-1. Brentford got away with a decent victory, but not enough to go over West Ham.
I think Brentford plays on top. I'm going to take West Ham 1-0.
Okay.
All right, Leicester and Crystal Palace.
2-1 Leicester.
I know how Leicester is at home, but I think it's 2-1. I just think it's the other way. I'm going Crystal Palace. I like what Vieira's got them doing right now. All right, Norwich City and Burnley.
2-0 Burnley.
I got a 0-0 draw. No, I don't know. I just doesn't move the needle for me. All right, last game. This is the important one. This is based winner gets first place. Man City and Liverpool.
You're gonna be surprised at this, but I'm gonna say 2-1 victory for Liverpool.
Well, Diego, I don't know if I should be thankful or not, but I think the fact that you and I have the same exact score and the same exact team makes me believe City's gonna wipe the doors with us 3-0. But I'm gonna say Liverpool wins 2-0 here. I think especially since City's last loss in the Premier League came against Tottenham February 19th. Liverpool hasn't lost in the Premier League in 2022 at all. They haven't lost since they lost to Leicester back on December 28th.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's Premier League, World Cup, Europa League, Champions League. Any other final things you want to discuss?
So, fan base out there, family, whatever you are, whatever you want to call yourselves here, the Yellow Card Gang, the YC20 gang, whatever you want to call yourself out there, because that's when we started. We're almost 2 years into this shit. This is wild, just so you know. Almost 2 years into this shit. But just so you all know, we have a special surprise coming for you this weekend. We might be making a reappearance somewhere, somehow. So be on the lookout on the Twitter page for the Yellow Card Podcast for an announcement to come. We got something exciting for you happening this weekend. Jones and myself will be on there. Make sure that you're checking us out. But for the time being, Jones, any last things you want to add?
Never walk alone, baby. You never walk alone. Bring home 2 W's this week.
Wow.
Also, Diego, tonight's a big night because my North Carolina Tar Heels are in the national championship game against Kansas. Go Heels, go. Coach K's retirement tour, thanks to UNC.
All right. I can't say anything March Madness wise. I made it as far as I could. I had Duke winning it all, but unfortunately that chapter has come to an end for Coach K and that team. It is what it is. It is March Madness. So wishing you good luck. That North Carolina take, it's a wild one. It seems to be paying off so far. So best of luck. But with that being said, Yellow Card episode 78 is officially on the books. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure that if you're not following us here on Twitter, you can find us at Podcast Card on Twitter at Podcast Card. Make sure that you're following Couch Guy Sports, checking out all the content there. And
if you're watching us on YouTube and you're not subscribed, hit the fucking button. Subscribe. Leave a comment. Just come on. Just do it.
Hit the subscribe button. Just go for that bing and just subscribe. That's all it is. And if you haven't checked out our partners over at Ravon Sports, make sure that you download the app. It is a great app where you can get your voice out there and be heard by actual people that give a damn about your opinion. Make sure you download the Ravon Sports app, whether it's on the Apple Store or whether it's on Google Marketplace or whatever devices you may have out there. Make sure that you download it. Check out Shocked Energy as a sponsor and Exogun. But with that said, episode 78 concludes here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Until next week.
Fucking Android stores.